Hello everybody, Arkansas Minuteman 0864 here. Welcome you to another video on a rainy and stormy day here in Arkansas. Today's video, I'm going to show you 2 to 3 minutes worth of video taken of my creek that runs in front of the house here. And this is going to be a mild case. This one, it didn't even get up to the top of the bank on this one, but 5 years ago, right after I moved in here, Mother Nature unleashed a series of severe thunderstorms through this area. And in less than 5 hours, I had well above 10 inches of rain. I watched the creek go from a normal flowing creek out here to the point that it filled up the low ground out here, all the way up and above the bank here in front of the house. And I had water less than 3 feet from the front of the house. My driveway was completely flooded out down the drive. It was dark by that point, and I went out with a spotlight and shone it down the drive, and it looked like a lake out there. Down at the far end of my drive, there's a gate that goes into an old hunt club, and their building back there, they use steel, corrugated steel for the underpinning. And it bent and warped, did all the pieces. They had to replace a lot of it. They washed out a lot of the insulation from under the floorboards in there. It actually got up into the building, I found out later. And it's a wonder that building didn't wind up down here in front of my house, and my low ground's down here. So I'm going to narrate through the film. And afterwards, I'm going to come back on another video like this one, and we're going to kind of round it all up. And hopefully you'll enjoy it. We'll discuss a few ideas of prepping for such events. I'll also talk a little bit about prepping for tornadoes, a little bit about earthquakes. I don't know a whole lot about them. I have been through tremors. I felt the shaking of earthquakes in Texas at Fort Hood, Topeka, Kansas, and here in Arkansas after I got stationed down outside of Little Rock down there. So like I said, sit back, enjoy the video, and hopefully I can answer some questions or give you some good tips on how to prepare for things and go and just be prepared. I mean, that's all you can do is prepare. The ultimate outcome is in the Lord's hands above. So with that being said, let's continue with the following video footage. What you're seeing here is the eastbound bridge from my house. That is about 3/4 of a mile from my driveway. As you can see, here's a narrow bridge, one lane, low-lying bridge, which quickly becomes awash during heavy storms, as witnessed above. Now I also have another bridge on the same road that is westbound that crosses the same creek, and it, like this one, is also low and one lane road also, and it becomes awash in these heavy storms. 5 years ago, storm came through one weekend, and then another one came through the following weekend, that the low grounds that you're seeing above, there was no dry land to be seen anywhere. This time, about 4 weeks ago when this was filmed, it only come up about halfway the bank, but did not crest the bank, which you can see above as we speak now. 5 years ago, it crested the bank and come within 3 foot of my porch up here. It was during this time that my driveway was also flooded out. Both bridges were awash, and the one road that we normally use as a get out if we have to, all his bridges were awash also at the same time. This creek has a history of getting up very quickly, becoming like a series of bad rapids through there and flooding out bridges. Last 5 years ago, last time we had a very major flood, which, as I understand from the people who live here pretty much all their lives, that was the first time in their lifetime they'd ever seen it come up so quick, so fast, and so furious, and they're calling it the flood of 100 years. During that time, my driveway was completely flooded out, so I couldn't get out through the drive. All the bridges around me were flooded over, so I was pretty well stuck where I was at. However, fortunately, it didn't rise any higher. The following weekend, when storms came through again, which they trained through this area one behind another, it did not get as bad as the previous weekend. That first weekend, I saw close to 15 inches of rain in less than 5 hours. It crest from a single easy flowing creek to a furious rampaging creek in less than 20 minutes during that time frame. This area in here is notorious for it. We are prone to tornadoes around the area, but by living in the hills up here, we are not as susceptible to them as low-lying areas are outside the valley here. Hello, everybody. Here we am for the last installment of this latest video. We've been talking about natural disasters and what to prepare for and all that. And as I explained in the previous parts, that in my area around here, which I'm going to bring you over and I'm going to turn you out. As you can see, out in my low ground out there, that is actually what I believe is the old run of the creek. And the new run is, about 30 yards or so back from where it used to be. But we're prone to getting high water in a short amount of time due to storms through here. And so what we do around here is when we keep a weather radio on hand and we monitor it on a regular basis. And I always keep rucksacks packed with freeze-dried food in it and everything that if we have to, we can bug out. And we keep some bags with spare clothes packed in it so we can throw it into the vehicle and leave also. And the idea is we've got to get out of here in the early stages. Otherwise, we're going to be bridges washed over where we can't get out. The driveway will have water up in it. I could probably get out it in my Dodge truck that I got because it's high enough up off the ground. But if the bridges get washed, then there just ain't no leaving. We can't go nowhere. You always got to keep bags packed. You need food in them. You need, if you got kids, you got that's a whole new area you got to look at. And because you got to get like some of their favorite play toys to take with you. And, you got to worry about clothes for them and all that. Carpenter ants around here. So they're a special case. Tornadoes around here, we do get them around the area from time to time, but I'm sitting up in the hills, kind of down in the valley down here, so I'm not particularly so worried about a tornado in here. Is it gonna happen? Maybe. Is it possible? Everything's possible. I have not heard any of the old timers around here speak of this particular area right here being hit by a tornado. Has it happened? Nah, it may have. Just haven't heard about it. So that I'm not too worried about. Now, Arkansas, unfortunately, is earthquake prone, especially up in the northeastern corner of the state. It was hit early in the 1830s, I believe. They've got what they call the Madrid seismic zone up there, and it runs up into Missouri, crossed into parts of Kentucky and Iowa and all those other joining states up there. But they had a major earthquake up there in the 1830s that history recorded as the Mississippi was running backwards. Instead of flowing south, It actually was flowing northward. There was a lot of loss of life up there in that thing. It sunk barges and all kinds of boats on the Mississippi River. Earthquake strikes here. There ain't much you can do about it. I mean, except just hunker down the best you can, hope the building survives it. And I mean, what can you do? It's not like you're going to have a whole lot of forewarning of what's about to come. But my two biggest concerns, with my primary being flooding, flash flooding, and my other one being tornadoes. But like I said, we keep a weather radio monitoring the Weather Channel 24/7. Uh, if anything does come through here and it knocks the power out, I do have a backup generator that supports the entire house. I've got food that is freeze dried food that I've got plenty on hand, but I do need to stock up some more of it. We keep bags packed that I can grab those and throw them in a vehicle, which most likely in that case is probably going to be my truck or my wife's car. Just it ain't going to do a whole lot. Uh, but we stay on notice. Now people have been out there talking about, well, I prepare for when Russia or China nukes us. Well, at 61 years old, I am very familiar with the Cold War. Very familiar. I grew up in the Cold War. My brother grew up when it was at its height, and they used to have nuclear drills at school. And he remembers having during those drills what they call duck and cover. You duck down underneath your school desk. Now, is there a chance that there's going to be a nuclear war between us or Russia or China or North Korea or any of the other nuclear powers out there? Maybe. There's always a possibility. Is it going to happen? That's another maybe, but I highly doubt it because we operate on that mutual destruction clause in there that says if Russia launches, we launch, and there's two major powers blowing out of a whole thing right there. I mean, we'll mutually destroy each other, and what good's that doing anybody? I can see us getting hit with like a hydrogen bomb that will kill the people but won't destroy the infrastructure. I can see possibly a massive EMP device being set off over the center of the United States that will take out the entire electrical grid and any electrical devices that is not secured in a Faraday bag or cage. But I really do not see an actual nuclear war being played out because the bottom line of that is nobody's a winner. How am I preparing for that? Praying every day that it don't happen. Uh, really, where are you going to run to? Because if you're not caught in the initial blast of it, at some point in time, weather patterns are going to drift all of the fallout and the radiation into where you're at. So it's kind of a no-win situation for you. Uh, I haven't got a bunker to get down into. I'd like to get one built. It's on the bucket list. Will it get done? Well, maybe if I win the lottery. So all we can do is just pray and hope that nobody hits that button and launches a nuclear device at somebody. Because the whole world will have hell to pay at that point. Because it ain't going to be just the two countries launching at each other. Eventually, it's going to be everybody. That much radiation turned loose, there is no way that every country in this world will not eventually get wrapped up in it. Uh, Another major concern that I have because I live in the middle of a national forest is a forest fire, because that's all I've got around me is forest. Uh, I'm looking at building me a trailer with I would like to get a trailer big enough I can put 1,000-gallon tank on it, a water pump, and about 300 foot of about 1 to 1.5 inch fire hose, and have it. I got a creek down here. I have yet to see it run dry. It's always got plenty of water in it, and I can drop a strainer and a pump line into the creek, and I can pump straight out of the creek and pretty much have a non-ending supply of water to fight a fire. If it gets bad enough, what will I do? Throw my stuff, try to get both vehicles out of here at that point, and just bug out to a hotel somewhere until everything is over, and then pray when I come back, I still got a house here and all my stuff that I didn't take with me. So everybody's idea of prepping is different. Again, my way is a way, but not the way, as I have said numerous times before, because no one set prepping plan will work for everybody. That's just the bottom line to it. It just don't work that way. Every day we live is a risk. We're not guaranteed tomorrow. We're not guaranteed to have the house we're living in. We're not guaranteed to even wake up tomorrow. So as far as if I have to bug out, what am I going to take? I will take a couple of my AR-15s, and I'll take a couple of my 308 rifles with me for long range, and I will take a couple of sidearms with me, and I've got ammunition that's in ammo boxes ready to roll out. Will I take everything I own, all my ammunition? No, I ain't got a truck big enough to load it all up in. But I'll take a good bit of it, so when I come back, I got enough that I can stand guard on my property, have either what's here or what's left here, and I can keep guard over it and keep people out of rummaging through what's left. So, and here's my theory. I've seen a YouTube here in the last day or two about, they were talking about people, well, I planned for the worst. Well, that's exactly what you need to be doing. If you plan for the worst and it never comes about, then you come out a whole lot better off than if you didn't plan for it and plan for something much less worse. And then everything goes to hell in a handbasket, and you're going to be sitting there going, oh shit, I didn't plan for this. What am I going to do? Well, you know what? It's a little too late then to worry about what am I going to do, because you're going to have to figure it out, and figure it out quick, and figure it out on the fly. You always plan for the worst, because then you plan for the worst, then you're more apt to come up with your plan of action, and then you're going to need to come up with contingency plans B, C, D, E, and F at least. Because everybody's like, well, I got a plan A, I got a plan B. Okay, have you got a plan if plan B fails after plan A's failed? Well, no. Then what are you going to do? I don't know. Now it's time to be figuring out what you're going to do. After plan B fails, that ain't to be the time pulling your hat off, scratching your head, going, what am I going to do? It's too late to figure it out then, because you're up to proverbial shit's creek without the boat, the paddle, the boat motor. And at that point, you probably ain't even got no water left in the creek. So you need to be looking at all aspects of this thing. My theory has always been plan for the worst. Anything less than that will be a cakewalk. You'll cruise through the lesser things a whole lot easier than you will if you don't plan for the worst. The military, anytime that there's a tactical mission done, they always scheme and plan for the worst case scenarios, and they come up with those backup plans, A through F. Sometimes it's A through Z, because they sit there and they brainstorm. What if this happens? What do we need to do? What can we do? Okay, we've done this, but now this has happened. What do we need to do now? This is why you plan for the worst. So if you plan for a nuclear war and it never comes, guess what? You're going to cruise through life on a cakewalk. There you have it. So, but some of the things that you need to include in your prepping is, what are you going to do for shelter? What are you going to do for food? What supplies do I need to take? First aid, food, sleeping gear, shelters, that kind of stuff, eating utensils, all that kind of stuff you need to be working on. You need to plan. And you need to bag it or box it up so that it easily fits in your vehicle, or especially really good if it stacks up on in your vehicle. That's even better, because you're going to be limited in how much stuff you can take. So you need to set you aside boxes or bags and clearly label them so anybody in your family can recognize them. Okay, if we had to bug out and my husband ain't home or the kids ain't home, I know exactly what to grab. I grab this, this, this. This is what the kids need. This is what women need. And I saw this on a channel the other day, and I had not even thought about it. For your women folk out there, they got special needs that you need to prep for. Tampons, pads, shampoo, uh, things of that nature. You may have a wife that says, I don't care if it all goes down. I still want my makeup to go. Well, you need to plan on going and getting her favorite kind of makeup and packing some of that away so she's got it and keep her happy. Because remember, a happy wife is a good life, is a happy life. So, and your children, you got kids, have you got young infants that are still in diapers? Do you need to pack away diapers? And you don't need to, well, he's 3 months old, I need diapers for a 3-month-old. Okay, if you bug out, what if you're gone for 6 months, a year? Then you need to pack away diapers for as he goes through those stages, 3 months, 6 months, 9 month, year. So that you got all of that so you can take care of your child. You are the parent, it's your responsibility. So those kind of things. And you also need another thing that a lot of people, and I've watched all these channels, and to the best of my recollection, I have not hit upon a channel yet that talks about, well, what do we do if, like, we're in a shelter and we're stuck there and we can't get out, we can't go do nothing? Okay, maybe you need to go and pack away some books. You may want to look at packing away some board games, decks of cards, dominoes, something that you can get the whole family involved in, and you can play games or read books. If you got a portable DVD player and you're able to have a power source for it, you can pack up. DVDs don't take that much space. You can take a shoebox and you can pack in there probably 15 to 25 DVDs in there. And if it plays CDs too, you can take another shoebox and you can have music playing as well. Another thing that you need to do is pack away some communication devices, radios, because you need radios to sit and you can put it on scan and catch channels out there, and you can listen to people talking. And you may not, if it's a situation where you can't leave a shelter, you can scan that and kind of get an idea of what's going on outside the shelter and whatnot. Plus, you need one that you can program the weather channels in, and you can keep an eye on your weather around outside also. So communications with spare batteries and chargers and whatnot. And speaking of chargers, you need to pack away, get you some really good portable power banks that you can charge them up, keep them charged, and keep them stowed away. And every 30 days, pull them out, check them, make sure they still got a charge on them. You know, maybe plug something in, run them down a little bit, put them back up on the charger, get them charged back up, pack them back up, and they're ready to go. Keep about every 30 days, I wouldn't go more than 60 days. I would pull them out, run, check them out, use them, run them down, recharge them, pack them away. And spare batteries for things. What batteries do you need? Have you got optics on your weapon that need batteries? What kind of batteries? Is it a 2062, 2031, 2012? Does it use the CR123 batteries? Or does it use any AA, AAA batteries? Or you got anything using C and D cell batteries? And as far as AA batteries go, here's a little clincher for you, and most people don't know this. You can go and buy the big 12-volt batteries, and then all you have to do is rip the top off of it, and you've got a bunch of AA batteries down inside that thing. Most people don't even realize that a 12-volt battery is full of AA batteries. So that makes it more compact. Yeah, I can't remember how many's in there. I think there's like 24 of them in each 12-volt battery. Do you need 9-volt batteries or anything? Or you like I am, carry those little Firefly 9-volt infrared transmitters? If you do, you're going to need 9-volt batteries. But you need to sit down and get your notebook out and go, okay, if I got to bug out, what stuff do I absolutely need to take? What is essential? And go through it and make you a list. And then like on where you put first aid at, go and break that down further. I need X number Israeli bandages, X number packages of combat gauze, X number packages of quick clot. I need X number of chest seals. I need X number of tourniquets. I need X number of rolls of 2-inch, 4-inch, and 6-inch gauze. I need X number of various widths of ACE bandages. I need X number of different sizes of Curl-X for wrapping around the gauze to protect the wound with. I need Band-Aids. I need Neosporin. I need Tylenol, Aleve, Motrin, antidiarrheal medicine. Sorry about that. That one always sends me up the creek. Things like that. You need to break it down. And then as you get the stuff and get it packed up and packed away, check it off. Then you know it. And make sure anything that you pack away, you're constantly checking the dates on that stuff. And when it's getting down to the last, when you get down to the last 6 months of it, start pulling that stuff out. Put that in your drawer that you use if something happens around the house. Rotate it. Find new, replace the old. Make sure your freeze-dried meals, you rotate them. Always pull them out, use them up, buy more, replace them. And keep everything fresh in stock. So I hope you enjoyed this. I'm going to end it right about now because I'm trying to keep it at about 30 minutes or less, hopefully. And leave your comments down below, any suggestions that you would want to add into your kit. Somebody else may not have thought of it. And as always, keep patrolling, keep alert, stay alive.